Look, it's Riku, the kid who can't even trap a ball without tripping. This awakening's gonna be comedy gold.
Riku's hand shook as he stepped toward the orb, the Academy's jeers already crawling under his skin.
Just touch it already. Bet it gives you a slime reserve, a position for losers who belong on the bench's bench.
Please, just be something I can work with. Anything but the bottom.
The orb flared, its ancient light scanning Riku's very being. Then, in cold, mechanical finality, it pronounced his fate. Assessment complete. D-rank reserve midfielder. Subdesignation, slime custodian.
Ha! A slime custodian! They gave you a pet to keep you company at the bottom.
Riku fled the hall, the laughter chasing him to the abandoned reserve field. A graveyard of broken goalposts and overgrown weeds.
They're right. I am useless. Even this slime looks sorry for me.
But as his tears dripped onto the slime, it glowed brighter, just for a second, and then went still again. Day after day, Riku's passes fluttered weakly across the abandoned field. The pink slime on his shoulder never stirred.
Kenta's sneer cut through the quiet. Still playing with your pet, slime custodian, you are not even worth kicking a ball at. You are a waste of a uniform.
Maybe they're right. Maybe this slime is just a cosmic joke on me.
But as Riku's despair spiked, the slime pulsed, a tiny violet throb, like a heartbeat answering his pain.
Kenta snatched the ball from Riku's feet and booted it into the weeds. Fetch, reserve trash.
Riku stared at the ball disappearing into the overgrowth. His legs wouldn't move. He had given up.
He hadn't eaten a proper meal in days. The Academy's reserve ration barely kept him standing.
I'll trust anything, even you. I'll trust you more than I trust myself.
The slime quivered, its glow intensifying for one desperate second. Then the scrimmage horn blared across the field. The scrimmage horn dragged Riku from the bench. His legs barely carried him onto the regulation field.
Look who's here. The slime custodian is going to grace us with his passes.
Just stay upright. Just one pass. I don't need to do anything special.
But when the ball rolled to his feet, Riku's vision blurred. The defenders closed like a wall.
This is it. I can't even run. If I fail here, then everything ends.
He let go of all thought. Trusting only the slime, he swung his leg with his remaining strength. A violet arc burst from his foot. The ball threaded through a needle-thin gap between two A-rank defenders. The ball struck the net. The goal scorer stood frozen, not having moved at all.
That's not possible. A fluke. A D rank doesn't make passes like that.
Amid the stunned silence, Riku felt a pull behind his ribs. The slime pulsed like a second heartbeat, then fell still. Riku returned to the abandoned field alone that night, replaying the impossible pass in his mind.
That violet trail. It felt like the slime was guiding me, not just a fluke.
He touched the slime, which pulsed warmly. As he visualized the pass, it pulsed again, as if confirming.
It's responding to the memory? To the success?
He set up a makeshift target and tried to recreate the pass, but it fluttered weakly. The slime dimmed.
Maybe it only works when it matters, when a goal is on the line.
He remembered the goal scorer's stunned face. The slime brightened, and a faint violet thread unspooled from his foot. It learned from the result. The pass fed on the goal, and now it was stronger, waiting to be unleashed again.
You are not a joke. You are Violet Thread. And we're going to train every night.
Under the stars, Riku and the glowing slime began their secret ritual. Each pass a step toward an unimagined arsenal. Weeks passed. Under moonlight, Riku bent Violet Thread into new shapes. When man markers stuck to him like shadows, he forged a crimson pass that twisted free.
Red Lock. Once it tastes a marker's movement, it'll slip past every time.
But a pass could do more than evade. He needed to see what defenders planned before they moved. He whispered a name, and emerald memory sprang from his boot, reading the ghost patterns of past tactics and slipping through what hadn't happened yet. By day, in academy scrimmages, Riku kept his head down. But when the ball found him, a quiet flick of emerald memory dismantled Kenta's formation for an easy goal.
What was that? They knew my formation. Someone's reading us?
Another match. Another silent goal. Redlock flicked the ball past Kenta's personal mark before he could blink.
This isn't luck. It's the same violet flash from that day, but now red and green. There's a rat in our games.
After matches, Riku slipped back to the abandoned field, but the slime no longer dimmed. It pulsed bright violet even in daylight, straining against his vest.
It's growing too strong to hide. If anyone sees this, I am finished.
High above the stadium, Princess Sakura scanned Academy match data. One pattern tugged at her focus.
These pass vectors spike in low-tier matches then vanish. Someone is hiding an evolving technique.
She redirected a surveillance feed. In grainy infrared, a lone figure trained under the stars. That night, she slipped past the gates and traced a violet glow to the abandoned field, hidden. She watched the boy in the reserve vest kick a crimson pass that coiled past a training dummy.
She stepped into moonlight. So you are the one, the D rank who's been dismantling A rank defenses.
Riku froze, clutching the pulsing slime. How long have you been watching?
She smiled. Ever since I saw the data, I want to recruit you for my elite team.
He looked at the slime, then her. If I join, the slime comes as a player, not a pet.
With that accord, Riku gained a royal ally and the Federation's full, inevitable attention. Sakura's elite team didn't trust the D rank at first, until his passes started carving through their formations during practice.
They're strong, but my passes can become stronger. Each goal feeds the next.
As the team adapted, Violet Thread absorbed each successful goal, its trail lengthening until it could pierce a line from midfield.
Your passes aren't just evolving, they're learning from the whole team's rhythm. This is unprecedented.
But the Federation's satellites caught the anomaly. Pass energy spikes exceeding D rank thresholds by a factor of 50. In the council chamber, Captain Reina watched the data scroll, her ice blue eyes narrowing.
This isn't evolution. It's a pass tree, an illegal cascade, feeding on game results. Heresy.
The council voted without hesitation. The verdict: Riku's passes were an abomination. Immediate termination authorized.
Assemble my squad. We'll dismantle this pass lord before his tree roots deeper.
And with that, Riku went from a hidden weapon to the Federation's most wanted heretic. Sakura's warning reached him at dusk. The SSS squad was en route, their arrival set for the next dawn. Riku returned to the abandoned field, alone.
They're coming to erase us. But if I can just refine the passes a little more.
He began drilling Redlock against a training dummy. But the ball veered left before his foot touched it. The slime had twitched.
What? Did you move?
The slime extended a pseudopod and gently nudged the ball back toward his feet, as if suggesting a correction.
It's not just responding to my will anymore. It's acting on its own.
Then, from the slime, a voice, a broken, childlike whisper, emerged for the first time.
Riku, trust more. Not just in me, in us.
It spoke. It's not a tool. It's alive. What have I been using all this time?
The match was hours away, and Riku now understood. He wasn't holding a weapon. He was holding a partner he'd never asked for. Dawn broke with a tremor. The SSS squad descended onto the pitch like a storm, their auras blazing silver.
Riku, your pass tree is an offense against football itself. This match will be your execution.
She's not bluffing. They'll erase everything I've built.
With the whistle, Riku launched Violet Thread, a luminous arc meant to pierce the heart of the SSS defense. But the SSS formation shifted as one, and a silver barrier absorbed the pass, shattering it into fading sparks.
Impossible. Violet Thread never failed before.
He tried Red Lock. The crimson pass twisted, but the SSS marker read its pattern and intercepted coldly.
Emerald, memory, see their past, predict.
But their tactics had no past to read. They improvised, and the emerald pass flew into empty grass. Pudding's glow had dimmed to a faint pulse, Riku stood frozen, the scoreboard cold and the SSS closing in. As the SSS advanced, Riku stumbled on a rough tackle, his knees scraping the turf. A thin line of blood trailing down his shin. A drop of blood fell onto the dim slime. It flared, violet and crimson intertwining, feeding on more than just a goal.
That same pull, like the day I first trusted it, but deeper, pain and hope together.
Riku, your tears, your blood. I have always been here. I am your feelings given form.
The slime expanded, no longer a small pink blob, but a swirling mass of violet light, mirroring Riku's silent agony.
If you are my feelings, then let us show them what it means to be broken and still rise.
Pudding surged, its form coiling around Riku's leg like a second skin, then lifting him upright with gentle strength.
Not a tool, not a pet, a partner. Together we are more than any rank.
Now, Riku, trust us. The next pass will carry everything we have been.
Riku nodded, the symbiotic glow illuminating the pitch, and the SSS paused for the first time unsure. Riku knelt, pressing his palm to the ball. Pudding's tendrils sank into the leather, fusing every lesson they had learned together.
This is eternal pudding. It carries the truth of every pass we have ever made.
He rose, and Pudding unfurled into wings of light. The pass erupted, a spiraling helix that thought for itself. It didn't evade the SSS defense. It unmade it, slipping between the seams of their silver coordination.
What is this? It's not a past tree. It's a sentient entity.
She invoked the forbidden absolute zero formation. Time itself seemed to freeze as silver ice encased the pass. Inside the ice, the violet core pulsed like a heartbeat. It refused to be still.
You can't freeze feelings. Riku's hope will burn through any cage.
The ice fractured. The two forces locked in a blinding stalemate. The stadium holding its breath. Neither side yielded. The match had become a battle of wills, and the next move would decide everything. Pudding pulsed, and from its core, a wave of violet light washed over the stadium. Not light, but memory.
Everyone, see what Riku carried. See the weight behind every pass.
The crowd gasped as one. They saw Riku's trembling hands at the awakening orb, heard Kenta's laughter echo through the hall.
That day, he was starving, alone, yet he still trusted it. This is not heresy, it's survival.
On the pitch, one SSS defender lowered her guard, silver aura flickering.
Hold formation. Do not let emotional manipulation break us.
But the images kept coming, the slime's first pulse of trust, the blood and tears that forged their bond.
The crowd's murmur rose to a question. What law condemns a boy for feeling too much?
Reina's ice-blue eyes flickered. For an instant, her absolute zero field cracked, and the pass pulsed hungrily. The SSS formation was no longer perfect, and Riku saw a narrow opening, a thread of hope barely wide enough to squeeze through. But Riku didn't aim for the goal. He guided the helix gently toward Captain Reina. The ball stopped before Reina's feet, pulsing with a warm violet light, carrying no aggression.
Football is alive, Captain. It's not just laws and ranks. It's what this pass carries. And I am offering it to you.
An offering or a trick to break the last of my defense?
The stadium fell utterly silent, every eye on Reina's raised hand, which trembled above the hovering sphere.
If I crush it, I am not just ending a pass. I am ending something I was taught to never acknowledge.
Please. It's not a weapon. It's a friend. It's Pudding.
In the silent pulse of the ball, she felt the residue of his memories. The jeers, the hunger, the single tear that started it all. Her squad exchanged glances. Their silver auras guttered, awaiting her command. For the first time in her career, Captain Reina hesitated, and the ball waited. On every holographic display in the council chamber, Reina's fingers slowly uncurled. The absolute zero field dissolved into silver mist.
I cannot terminate something that feels this much. The match is declared a draw.
Shouts erupted among the elders, but Reina's voice cut through, steady and clear.
The past tree laws were written before we knew passes could think. They must be reconsidered.
on the pitch feed. Riku sank to his knees. Pudding's light wrapped him like a cocoon. The battle finally over.
Princess Sakura's face appeared on a private channel. Open an official inquiry, now.
The chief elder, face ashen, raised a trembling hand. The termination order was suspended. Riku looked up at the scoreboard, where the word draw glowed in place of a verdict. Pudding pulsed warmly on his shoulder.
We're not outlaws anymore, Pudding. They're going to listen.
And in the chamber, the first draft of a new law flickered to life, but the vote was yet to come. The inquiry convened under heavy silence. Holographic screens displayed the match footage. Spiraling helix, frozen mid-flight. Pudding, perched on Riku's shoulder, shimmered and projected Riku's earliest memory. The abandoned field, the tear, the first pulse of trust. An elder, his face carved from decades of rigid doctrine, turned away, but not before a tear sliced through the shadows on his cheek.
You see it now. This isn't an abomination. It's the purest form of football, a partnership born from suffering.
I have witnessed it firsthand. The old laws are blind to this truth. I recommend the Sentient Ability Recognition Act.
The chamber erupted. Arguments, fists on tables. But the draft solidified, line by line, abolishing joke ranks. With a final vote, the act passed. The chamber's cold blue light softened to amber, and a new classification bloomed on the display. Official decree, position reclassified. Riku, D-rank reserve midfielder, is henceforth recognized as ambassador of the pass.
An ambassador. Not just for me, but for every slime, every reserve, every player told they were a joke.
Pudding nestled against his cheek. The chamber rose in staggered applause, the sound of a world forced to change. Kenta froze in front of the news display, the headline burning into his eyes. D-rank reserve, recognized as ambassador of the pass.
Those crimson and green passes. The fluke that became a pattern. It was that slime rat all along.
He caught Riku's silhouette near the academy gates, the slime glowing gently on his shoulder.
It was you the whole time. You made us lose those matches. You D-rank fraud.
I didn't make you lose. I just gave you passes you couldn't stop.
Don't act so high now that you're some ambassador. You are nothing, a joke.
I don't need your validation anymore. That world is over, Kenta.
Kenta's sneer crumbled. For the first time, he had nothing to throw back, no rank, no insult that could reach. He took a stumbling step back, the weight of his own irrelevance finally settling on his shoulders. Riku didn't watch him leave. Pudding pulsed once, a quiet goodbye to a world they had outgrown, on the sunlit path outside the academy. Princess Sakura stepped from a royal vehicle, her expression warm but determined.
Riku, I want you on my elite team, not as a favor, but as an equal. The offer is yours if you'll take it.
I'll join. But Pudding must be my co-player. Not a mascot, not a tool. An equal partner on the roster.
Pudding wiggled cheerfully. Equal. I thought I was the brains of this duo.
Riku blinked, startled. Then a laugh burst out. The first real one in years. Rusty, but free.
Sakura laughed lightly. I think that's the best negotiation I've ever heard.
They clasped hands. A deal sealed not by ranks, but by trust. Pudding pulsed a warm violet against Riku's cheek.
Welcome to the royal team, Ambassador. And to you, Pudding, the first sentient co-player in history.
Thank you, Sakura, for seeing us before the world did.
And so, under the afternoon sun, a new legend began. The Slime Ambassador and his partner, ready for whatever came next. A month later, the academy grounds had been rebuilt. Fresh grass, new goalposts, and no trace of the old abandoned field. Young recruits now approached awakening with anticipation, not dread. The joke ranks were abolished. In the central square stood a statue, a boy with messy hair, a slime perched on his shoulder, frozen mid-pass.
I still can't believe that's us.
From the royal box, Sakura watched them and murmured, they've rewritten more than laws.
Even the Federation chamber now displayed that same statue in miniature, a reminder that feeling had won. A young recruit ran up, holding a ball with shining eyes. "Ambassador, can you teach me that pass?" Riku laughed softly and took the ball. He tossed it gently, and Pudding's light traced its arc.
Pudding wiggled fondly. See? Even a D rank can be a legend. Just add a little slime.
And as sunset wrapped the field, the ambassador and his partner walked on, proof that no rank could measure a heartbeat. Later, Riku sat on the old bench, the one piece of the abandoned field they'd kept, Pudding resting in his lap.
We really changed the world, didn't we? And all it took was one tear and a lot of trust.
You changed it. I just followed the light you gave me.
Your heartbeat was the spark. I am just the echo.
From the royal box high above, Sakura saw the two figures on the bench, and she smiled, knowing the world was better for them inside the academy. The awakening orb displayed no more ranks, only the words "potential unbound," and in the silence of the garden, Riku tossed a pebble lightly, and Pudding's light traced it like a farewell star.
No rank will ever cage someone again. Not as long as we exist.
Then, let's exist forever, together.
And as night fell over the field that had once been a wasteland, the ambassador and his sentient past became a bedtime story for every child who dreamed of kicking a ball. Months later, the ambassador and Pudding faced the national champions in a title match. 3 SSS ranked defenders anchoring the line.
They're the same formation that stopped us once, but we've grown past freezing.
One pass, Riku. All our colors together. Let them see what trust can do.
He drew back his foot. A colossal helix erupted, violet, crimson, emerald fused into a living spear that pierced the 3 defenders mid-air. The ball struck the net. The stadium detonated. The title was theirs.
Sakura, from the royal box, leaped to her feet, voice cracking with pride. That's him, the Pass Lord.
After the whistle, Riku knelt on the grass, Pudding pulsing with quiet elation. He pressed his palm to the earth.
Every rank we broke today was for everyone who ever felt like nothing.
Pudding nestled closer. And we'll keep breaking them until the word rank means nothing.
And high above, the scoreboard shone with a single line, "Ambassador of the Pass, no rank required." After the ceremony, when the fireworks had dimmed, Riku and Pudding remained on the empty pitch, the grass still warm.
We won the title. But this, just being here with you, feels like the real victory.
That's because we aren't playing for ranks anymore. We're playing for every heartbeat that believed in us.
A small voice called from the stands, a child clutching a toy slime. "Ambassador, will you sign my slime?"
Riku walked over, laughing. "I think you mean will Pudding sign it?"
Pudding extended a tiny tendril and touched the toy. A faint violet shimmer lingered on its surface. The child gasped. "It's alive, just like yours."
Someday, maybe. Trust is contagious.
As the child ran off, clutching the toy, the stadium lights flickered out. But Riku and Pudding's glow remained. In that quiet, the Pass Lord and his slime compass knew the truest victory was never a rank. It was a heartbeat that refused to stop beating. Eventually, Riku rose from the grass, the slime's glow a steady companion in the deepening darkness.
We came from nothing, a D-rank joke. Now we're a story that'll be told long after the lights go out.
Stories don't need legs to run. They just need someone to pass them on.
Riku picked up the title ball, its surface still humming with residual energy from the goal that had sealed their legacy.
Put it in the net one last time. For us.
Riku rolled the ball gently. It trickled into the empty net, a silent echo of every goal that had ever mattered.
Every pass started with a tear. This one ends with a promise.
They walked off the pitch together, the slime's light casting long shadows behind them. A small procession of 2. Outside, the stars stretched endlessly, but the slime's gentle pulse felt warmer than any constellation. And in that pocket of silence, the Pass Lord and his heartbeat continued, not toward a new goal, but simply forward, together.